Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about types. Everything can be classified into types. There's a type of food you eat. There's a type of clothes you wear. Similarly, we can classify data into types as well. In Go, we have 4 types: basic type, aggregate type, reference type, and interface type. Basic type consists of numbers, strings, and booleans. Aggregate type consists of arrays and structs. Reference type consists of pointers, slice, maps, functions, and channels. And interface type consists of interfaces. For now, we are just going to deal with the basic type, and we'll deal with these other types as we go through the course. So numbers are also further divided into 2 types. It could be a decimal number or it could be an integer. This table shows how we can represent different types. So UINT8 means an unsigned integer having 8 bits. So it ranges from 0 to 255. It only accepts positive number, which could be 0 to 255. It basically has 8 bits of storage. So the number, if you put every bit as 1, you get the number 255. Similarly, we have int8, but this one also accepts negative numbers. So it has 8 bit of data, for which 1 bit is used to store the sign. So you only get 7 bits to store the number. If you put all 7 bits as 1, you'll get the number 127. And similarly, it works for 16 bit, 32 bit, and 64 bit. We also have floating types, which are used for decimal numbers. So float 64 is fairly more precise than float 32. And we also have complex numbers to deal with the imaginary numbers. Now you have to use complex 64 if you're using float 32, and you have to use complex 128 if you're using float 64. That's all you have to know about complex numbers. So now we'll do this in code. I'll create a file called types.go. Now all Go files start with the package. Let me just call it types. And I'll import fmt and reflect. Now if I have to import 2 packages, I'll have to use bracket. I'll write fmt and then I'll write reflect. Now we need a main function to execute our code. Now there is also one thing. If I type in println hello, and if I save this now, you'll see that the reflect package disappears. As I had said earlier, if you import a package, you have to use it in Go, or else the compiler would give you an error. So the text editor directly removes it. Now there is another thing, that if I use the package types, I would not be able to execute this code directly. I need a package main to execute any code. I'll show you. Now if I open my command prompt and execute this, go run and file name types.go, it will tell me that cannot run a non-main package. So to run the code, I'll need a main package, and for learning purposes we'll name all the packages as main for now. So now if I run this, I'll get the output hello. Okay, so now to check types, I'll just put in different, I'll use the package reflect and put in different types. Reflect, I can directly click on enter here, and the editor automatically imports this package, and I'll put a dot and I get access to all the public methods and properties. So now I need the type of function to determine which type of data I'm using. So if I use a double quotes and I put hello, then this would be a string type. I'll copy these lines. Now if I use a number 4, this should be an integer type, and if I use a number 4.4, this would be a decimal type, and if I use boolean, true or false, it would be the boolean type. So now I'll save the file and run the code. I get the output accordingly: string, int, float, 64, and bool. So what is int? int is basically, it could be int 32 or it could be int 64, depends on the implementation. Usually for compilers with 32-bit have int 32, and for 64 we have int 64. So this is the default value of int you get if you don't specify it by bit. Now if I simply say 4 but inside quotes, then this becomes a string. Now if I save this and I run this code again, I'll see 2 string and int. Similarly, if I do that to true, it becomes a string. So if it is pure, if it is not a string, then it should be directly in without the quotes. This will be all for this video. Thank you for watching.